Hello, welcome to Radio Tiva. How are you?
All good,
Very fine, thanks. I'm glad to have you guys with us in Radio Tiva. Supermodel is on its way to be number one in a radio station. This will be the third song by Måneskin who reached top of the radio in Radio Activa. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What can you tell me about the beginning of the band?
Well, it's been like everything grew up basically last year, but we've actually been playing together since 7 years. So we started when we were in middle school, and then we started playing mainly on the streets in Rome as buskers. And then since then we developed and played a lot of gigs and built our journey like brick by brick. And then last year everything exploded at the Eurovision, where we got the chance to share music with like an international audience. So since then we've had so many amazing opportunities, from opening for the Stones, doing a song with Iggy Pop, playing Coachella, Rock am Ring, SNL, Jimmy Fallon, so many amazing things.
There's something that I consider very attractive from the band, and it's actually the songs you pick to cover, because there's not only rock and roll, but all of a sudden there can be this surprise, and you guys are playing Womanizer by Britney Spears. Tell me a bit how that works, because I love how crossover the project can be, but still it feels very rock and roll. And I'm not saying, let's be pure rock and roll or whatever. Yeah. And I'm the head of a rock radio station, right? So
I think when you pick a song to do your own version, you always want to give your own twist. And I think that for us being a rock band, we would have less space to work in with a song that's already rock, because we have less thing to add to it. So if it's a pop song, we can completely change the sound and how the song feels. Maybe we can take a super sweet song and completely change and make it more aggressive. I think that it's just more challenging and more stimulating to more than taking something in your field and do it again. Take something from very far away from you and bring it to you. And I think it makes it more interesting also for the listener, because you feel like if it's a new song.
Okay, but what about Begging? Huge hit here in Colombia too. And then one thing was to work a song by different artists, Frankie Valli and Four Seasons. But the second song we have here in Colombia was I Wanna Be Your Slave. It was also a hit. So was anything in the band's mind, okay, one thing is working at cover, the other thing is showing people our music, because here in Colombia, of course, we hardly know anything about the rock scene in Italy. I'll ask you about it ahead, but I want to know a bit about that process.
Well, of course, for us, we're so happy about all the things that Beggin has done for us and how well it went, and that people appreciate it, because of course it's still us. But when we get to, play our own music and something we wrote and came completely from our minds, it's even more fulfilling, and we're even more proud of it, because it's just something we've created from nothing, it's our fullest expression. So it's the most, I think, best feeling we can ever feel. When someone appreciates something we've done.
Which takes us, of course, now to Supermodel, a new song. Is this the first time you worked with Max Martin?
Yes, it was the first time.
Okay, tell me a bit about working with Max, and of course about Supermodel. There's a lot of references in the song that I would like to discuss, and of course the video, it has this Pulp Fiction kind of thing, Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs kind of thing. Tell me about that, please.
When we had the chance to work with Max, of course, we were really happy, because we knew and we felt like he could add something to our music, and that's exactly what I feel he did. He didn't want to change the foundation of how we write music. Mm-hmm. He just wanted to bring his tricks in it. So I think it was a very productive collaboration, and we learned a lot about writing music, and it was just very good to work with him.
And there's also this very interesting thing on Supermodel that, you know, the riff has this little smells like Teen Spirit kind of vibe, but lyrically it's Basquiat and OnlyFans. And even though the video has the 90s kind of thing, the kind of references, excuse me about my English, lyrically it's actually an update on lots of things and being a 90s supermodel. How did that work?
Basically, because the song basically talks about people faking to be supermodels, you know, and it's very contemporary as a thing. So I wanted to make the lyrics very relatable, and we always see these things on social media and stuff. So I wanted to bring like everyday things in the songs, in the song. Just one.
So how do you keep it authentic in this day and age?
I don't know. I think it's just, it comes from us. Like, you know, we just go in the studio and we don't limit ourselves or try to imitate anyone. We just play what feels real for us, and then the songs comes naturally, I would say.
I think, I mean, from my analysis, of course, what I thought initially about Måneskin when I listened to the song is like, they played X Factor and they played Eurovision, and those shows for Latin America feel very different than from Europe. So it's like, wow, these guys actually have something to show, and they can play and they can perform. So was that like ever a thing you guys consider when it comes to reaching an international market?
Yeah, I think like for us, these like TV shows were just a way to show who we were and share music with a lot of people, you know. So we didn't focus so much about where we were playing or what usually was played in that TV show. We were just being ourselves. That's a bit our key in everything we do. It's not conform to where we're going or what's the most mainstream thing at the moment, but just to be us. So I feel we've always had this feeling, and we just wanted to share our music, and we still want to, of course, with as many people as possible. So every time we get the chance and the opportunity to do it like bigger and bigger, we just go for it.
I have to ask, is there like a rock scene in Italy?
Not too much, to be honest.
It used to be like in the 90s and the early 2000s, but like the only well-known bands that we have are now like
Older.
not aged, but they're all around from 30 to above.
Yeah, it's exactly. I think that the problem is that there are lots of young musicians in Italy that want to become, I don't know, a rock star or play just guitar or stuff like that. But we, especially in Rome, we don't have lots of clubs, you know, when the people have the possibility to play live. So this is the real problem, because there aren't a real scene for the rock band in general. I mean, especially in Rome.
It's just
Also,
that
for this reason, we start to play on the street.
it's just that I don't know if you have noticed. I don't know what you guys listen to, but somehow currently music is not necessarily coming from the UK or USA or Germany or Australia. Things have changed a lot. So that's why it's also so impressive. Like, was that ever a thing coming from Italy and try something to show around the world?
Yeah, that's
It was a
the
bit.
best part.
It was a bit delusional to think about it at the beginning. Like, it never really happened for an Italian act. So we're still amazed of what we did.
Well, thank you very much. Looking forward to have you down South America. I'm not sure if the band is finally playing in Colombia. Hopefully someday, and keep rocking. I love the project, love it so far. Looking forward for the new. Oh, one last thing. Since the band is such an international attraction now, looking forward to work with a different producer besides what you did with Max Martin. Maybe a third record coming with a different producer, someone who has inspired the band so far.
We basically we work with different. We basically actually work with our usual producer we've always worked with since the first album, and then some songs with Max Martin. So it's just gonna be those two, and we made a bunch of songs with them. So we don't know which ones are gonna come out next, but For now, it's these two.
Okay, yeah, Fabrizio, right? I read a
Yeah,
thing or two about him. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Nah, I just was wondering if you guys were looking forward to try something different, but still eating broke, so don't change it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
it's, I can't just leave the interview without asking you to record an ID for a radio station, just saying, hi, this is Måneskin, and you're listening to Radioactiva, the rock planet.
Okay,
Radioactiva, the Rock Planet.
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
yo, this is Måneskin.
And you're listening to Radioactiva, the Rock Planet.
Ooh.
Can we have one in Italian too, please?
Oh,
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey,
Ciao.
yo.
Sempre
Sempre io.
Vai, tu, tu, tu.
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Hey,
yo,
yo,
this is
Måneskin.
Måneskin e stai ascoltando Radioactiva, the Rock Planet.
Whoa.